In this video, we're going to create a component that ties everything that we've learned together so far. So in many cases, you might do a user analysis and kind of figure out what authors are going to need. So in this case, we've already done that user analysis, and we figured out that our authors are going to need a design dialog box. They're going to need a dialog box with multiple different tabs, including an image tab and also including a rich text tab. They're going to need the ability to drag and drop directly from the content finder, and they're going to need to be able to add images and to be able to add text directly to the control. And they also want to be able to use this directly inside of a paragraph system. So let's go through and actually create a complex component that matches this user requirements analysis. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is go up here to our content folder and just right-click and say New Component. And we're going to call this component Complex, and I'll give it a title of Training Complex. And then I'll say Complex Component for Training Project. And remember, part of our requirements analysis was we need to be able to manipulate images, so the par-based component contains all of the scripts that we need for that image manipulation. So let's inherit from there. So I'm going to say foundation/components/par-base. We'll inherit all that functionality, so we have access to those scripts. And let's place this in the training group. Okay? And remember also, one of the requirements was this can only be used in the paragraph system. So let's make sure the allowed parents is */*parses. And that's inside the paragraph system. And now let's go to our complex component and open up the complex.jsp. We have a code snippet here called complex.rtf. Let's copy and paste this into our JSP. And you'll see this is going to call the appropriate image rendering scripts. You'll see that we have the image selector, IMG, so the par-base can work its magic. And I'm also going to get the information from both the dialog and the design dialog box, which we have not yet created, but we'll talk about that as soon as we create it. Now that we've added in the very simple code, let's create both a design dialog box and a dialog box. So I'm going to say New Dialog, like so. And then I'm going to create also a design dialog. So again, I'll say design_dialog, design_dialog, like so. So that creates both a design dialog and a dialog. So now let's test this and just make sure that everything's working until this point. So go back to your complex.jsp, make sure that's saved, and let's go and request a page. So here I'm going to go to localhost 4502. Websites, we'll go to our company page. Then let's go to design mode. Okay. I'm going to go to my paragraph system, and I'm going to locate my training group, which is right here. And there's my training complex component. Go back here, and let's now, inside of our training group, let's take our training complex component and drag and drop it. And again, don't have anything in the dialog box, but you can see that that worked perfectly, right? And now let's go back here to CRXDE, and let's build out the rest of our component based on our user requirements. So now let's go to our dialog box, and then underneath the tab 1 node, let's create an items node. So here I'm going to say new node. Okay, I'm going to call that items. Okay, and this is going to be CQ widget collection. And then let's create a text node underneath my items node. So I'm going to say new node. And this is, of course, going to be a widget. So I'll call it text. So again, whenever you have a widget collection, you usually have a widget underneath there. So there I have my text node. And then let's assign these properties to my text node. So I'm going to say, first of all, name. That's going to be a string. And let's store the property in ./text. Okay. Let's create another property here called xtype. And remember, we had a user requirement where they had to enter in rich text. They want to have fonts and formatting and that sort of thing, as well as even the ability to create tables and columns. So we'll give them that, and instead of using just a regular text field, we use a rich text field. So here I'll say rich text, and this will create that JavaScript for us utilizing that Sencha framework. Again, all I have to do to create that JavaScript is just build out this variable. Very easy. And then I'm going to just add in another property here called hide label. Okay, this is going to be a Boolean. We're going to specify that set to true.